welcome back to the channel. We are in the backyard garden. This is a quick overall panel of the backyard. We have a lot of, I guess, death, that's what I'm going to call it, or a lot of disease of the plants, but this is what is pretty much going on. I'm going to take you a little bit part by part and what's probably going to be happening in the next couple of days with the garden. We have been bum rushed with a lot of rain all at once, which I'm not going to complain about because that's less watering I have to do and I have to pay for since we're in a private house. But at the same time, it just is what it is. I tried to do trellising with the tomatoes. Some of them I've been successful or not. You guys will see. But towards the end of the growing season, which at some, you know, it's the end, it's not the end, but I'm talking about like summer crops, I kind of let it go and I just let them do, which you guys will see, as you can see over there with my cucumbers. But most of these things, I think I might have some time to do a second succession since my cold hardiness here, or you know, end or kill time is in the ending of October, so I can probably transition to some fall crops if I want to do them. I don't do too much fall crops here, but I might dabble into some of them. But let's just talk about what we have here in front of us. So I have my back towards the door of my basement, even though I came down through the stairs of my kitchen in my main floor. Here we have the bed that we did on the floor here in the in-ground, which we've done before in the prior years, but we ixnayed that for many other reasons. But this year my husband wanted to do that, so we went ahead and did it. Here we have just a hodgepodge of a lot of different things, but mainly cherry tomatoes and one of our bigger tomatoes, which is I think anise noir, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is anise noir. Now this indeterminate tomato gave us a somewhat big tomatoes. They were very nice and juicy tomatoes. We actually made them into some tomato sandwiches, very good, also for fresh eating. But at this point, as you can see here, the plants are kind of already on the crispy side, but you know, it is what it is. Pardon the weeds. I have not been able to come out here. Life has hit us hard with a couple of personal issues, and you know, it is what it is. And the garden, unfortunately, you know, goes on the back burner, but it is what it is. When the garden wants to give, it gives, and we're just taking it as is. I also have some calendula here. Again, don't mind the weeds. They're going to show up when they want to show up. I'm going to be having volunteers for tomatoes for years, because as you can see, some of my sun goes, which I have not been able to get to pick them as much as I want, have been unfortunately picking themselves, that's what I'm going to call it, and they have been falling. As you can see, unfortunately, this is life. You know, it's a waste, but you know, what I can't pick goes into the ground to compost itself and be volunteers for next year. So I know that area, as I record for you guys and I record for myself as a diary, I will know for next year whatever comes up there is going to be Sunco tomatoes. But the plant here is sprawling out, and there is still enough there for me to pick and enjoy still for a couple of weeks to come. But I have to go through here and weed out, and if I want, I can still trim out any of those diseased leaves, dried crispy leaves, and it'll still produce because I still have tomatoes, as you can see in this cluster, that are still coming on. So it's still producing regardless of the nature of the situation, so I'm not complaining. Over here, if you've watched any of my other videos, I had bok choy. It went to flower and it didn't seed because I actually let it dry out, and it's just chilling there. This one here is still given for whatever reason. I just haven't had the heart or the time to cut it out. The cucumbers here, those gave up really quickly. For whatever reason, I have like, I guess, a couple of strands still holding on. I have a yellow one right there. I need to pull this out and see if I can seed or sow some directly in to see if I can get a full harvest of cucumbers. I think my mom would actually appreciate that. Over here, really tightly tucked in, I have 3 plants of blueberries. These blueberries were very productive. If you guys follow us on Instagram, it's urban_serenity_garden, and there you can see more up to date our harvest. I was able to eat some of these fresh and preserve some in the freezer for future use in the winter, and they gave us a nice harvest this year. The raspberries, these canes are just bananas. They gave us a nice decent harvest, and then I actually cut them back and they're just sprawling all over the place currently, and I have to be careful when I walk around them because I've nicked myself a couple of times. The green stalk towers, this one is the one that has been interplanted. I have some parsley here, which is the best thing that has produced in the towers besides the parsley over here. The regao or the culantro really didn't do too hot. It just went straight into seed. I don't know why it chose to do that. Maybe because it probably got too hot. I don't know. But I had some success with it and some I did not, but maybe next year will be a better year. My strawberries did okay. I'll show them to you. That tower my husband actually took apart and has it laid out in the floor over there, so the strawberries can get better sun, and we'll see what we do with it next year. But moving on over here, I have this other bed. This is my Stratico bed, and this has a hodgepodge of flowers. I wanted 2 beds that were full of flowers because I wanted to bring in a lot of pollinators, because sometimes there's some years that we get a lot of bees and sometimes there's years that we don't get a lot of bees. My neighbor used to have a butterfly bush, but unfortunately it perished, so now it was solely my job to bring in pollinators, and let me tell you, there was bees all over these 2 beds, and I think they did the job. But I have to come out here and either prune or pull, and that's pretty much going to be my job in the next coming weeks and or days. Well, obviously with my husband helping. And here I have this lovely Rebecca, which is unfortunately leaning down because, like I told you, we've had like 3 days of just downpouring thunderstorms, and it's just not helping anything here. I have this volunteer plant here that just came in between these stones, and I just don't have the heart to pull anything out, so I'm just letting my garden be. I have some dahlias back there that I started from seed. One back there, as you can see, was hit by some either disease or dryness, and it's just, I either have to just cut these things down and let them just see if they reproduce again, or just pull them out. I have some cone flowers there between the weeds, and I planted a lot of calendula. Over here, my rosemary said, I am gone, I'm dead, leave me alone. Over here I have some oregano brujo, which is what we call, and unfortunately lanternfly, as you can see right there, that is hiding. Took a minute while I dispatched that lanternfly. I'm back now. All right, moving along. Over here, that beautiful bee right there. Aw, love that. Over here I have a huge patch of marigolds, and I planted this year marigolds in their original color, also in the white. These marigolds took over this bed. I also have straw flowers, and these straw flowers grew so tall. They are beautiful. In between I have celosia, and somewhere in here I have lavender, and my husband loves this lavender. Let's see if I could get a quick shot of it. I was so happy because that lavender I grew from seed, and we all know that lavender is a perennial, so I can't wait so I can give that some space and it can actually just grow for me coming next year. So over here in one of the green stalks, I went and brought mint, but I didn't want to put it in the ground, obviously, because we all know that mint is a bully. So it can have this green stalk, and I'm okay with that. Well, this portion of the green stalk, you can't have any more of it, but it has gone to seed. Guys, advise me. I've been cutting these seed pods off so it doesn't, like, you know, go into the ground, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right, moving along over here, I had my oregano, but oregano was gone. The thymes over there, it did dry up, but I do see some life. But as you can see, the celosia is taking over this way, and I just have to cut all of this out. It's a jungle in here, but I kind of like it. It's my jungle. Over here I have the green stalk that I was talking to you guys about with the strawberries. One doesn't have any, but the other ones do have strawberries and some weeds. But they're still trying to put out strawberries. Some of them are just trying to grow roots and establish themselves. I do have some berries here, as you can see. I have not been picking them. I've just been either letting them dry or letting the birds have them, and I'm okay with that. Over here, guys, zinnias. Oh my god, zinnias for days. These zinnias at the beginning, when they first started, look at the bees, she's so cute. At the beginning, when they first started, they had so much powdery mildew, and I had to reset them. And I think resetting them was the perfect thing that I could have ever done. Best decision in my life. And they came back with a vengeance. Now this little thing right here, cucamelon, sour gherkin. Have I harvested anyone? Nope. So I guess we're gonna harvest one together. See that little guy right there? Now, every channel says you can either have a a hate-love relationship with this guy. I personally, I love them. They're the cutest little thing, and they are like the perfect snack in the garden. Now, I'm sure that I have a bunch of them in there, and this is the first one that I harvest. Now, they are intertwined with my Kajari melon. I had 2 of them. As you can see, the plant is diseased, and it's not going to produce any more Kajari melons that I know of. So the first one, I harvested it too young, and it's the first time that I planted it, so I didn't know any better, that it actually had to turn, I guess, what is it, like brownish, yellow, or whatever the color is, orange, on the vine. I was just going by the tendril. I thought it was following the rule of the watermelon. You guys let me know otherwise, but for right now, it's just that one, and I'm just watching out for the color, and I can hope and pray that it'll be okay. So moving along, over here I have some eggplants, y'all. I'm so proud of my eggplants. Let me put this cucamelon away. I'll have it later. I'm so proud of my eggplants. They have a lot of flowers, but y'all, oh, look at another cucamelon. I can't, but y'all, I have an eggplant there. I have another eggplant here. These are the black beauties, if I'm not mistaken. Some of them, these plants don't look too good. I did plant the long one. I forgot what's the name of it, but I don't see any of them here. I also have another volunteer tomato here, a cherry, and you can see there's a lot of red ones there. So I have to come out here and harvest. Moving on to this bed, these are my twin beds, the one that I was just showing you, and this one as well. These tomatoes, as you can see, They are all, either you want to call them diseased or not, but this is what they're supposed to do. They are determinates, so they put on their flush and then they die. So this is common, this is expected, and I am totally okay with it. I have some of these tomatoes on the ground, so I know I'm gonna have a lot of volunteers. A lot of tomatoes have split on me because of the rush of water. I have some here that I can pick, as you can see. We've been coming out here pretty much daily to pick tomatoes, especially these determinate ones, but as you can see, I still have a lot of green ones here. So we are good. So I have this humongous one right there. If I can move the leaf and my camera can focus. Yeah, there it goes. Behind, whoop, what are you focusing on? Yeah, behind the cucumber right there. I can't wait to get that one. It's huge. Now I've had some very big ones. We've had some ones that have been over a pound, and I think I've been very successful, and I'm happy about that. You know, I've gotten, I think, 3 or 4 that have been over a pound, so it's been a successful garden year. Over here we have our grapes. Now, because of the the larva fly, whatever the hell that's called, the spotted lanternfly, there we go. Can't get it. We've had a bad year with our grapes, so we don't have a grape harvest, guys, because we've just been fighting the infestation, and as you can see, we are not winning. Right there, the infestation is real, and I just don't know what to do. They are all up and down my grape vine, and I've already reported it to the Department of Agriculture, and I don't know what to do. I spoke to my husband, and I just told him that I just want to get rid of the grape tree. This is pretty much where I'm at. They are at adult stage at this point, so at this point they are just mating, and right now I just have a mating ground for them, and that's just not cool. So yeah, this is pretty much where we're at. So moving along this way, this, guys, is my determinate bed. Look how crazy this is, guys. I'm not saying that I'm completely proud of it. You guys can see the trellising method that I was trying to establish, but like I said, a lot of personal situations have been happening, and it just got away from me, but I'm okay with it at this point. We have gotten a lot of big tomatoes, like I said. We have a lot of cherry tomatoes here that have to be harvested, and a lot of green that are still growing. Some are blushing, and we have to come through and get it. At this point, we have ate our share, literally, of tomato sandwiches, and we have shared with neighbors and my mom, even her friends. So it's been a good gardening year, a very good gardening year, and I'm not mad at it. All of these have been grown by seed, by me, and planted with love by my husband. So we're happy. We're not mad at where any of this is at, but I like to show you guys the good, the ugly, and the in between. But I'm not mad. They're still producing, actually. Besides of everything, look at the new growth. They're still going, so I'm not gonna rip them out unless it's totally like a goner. So, you know, and in between I did plant some marigolds, and it's all good. But what is doing good still is these peppers. What? Look at that. Look at that. It is a sea of peppers. Oh my god, these pepper plants, bananas. Now this half right over here are hot peppers, the other half are sweet. Now cross-pollination, all this, all that, yes, whatever, I ain't worried about it. I'm not worried about it. No. The hottest thing that I have here, I think, is Trinidad Scorpion, or I think that's what it's called, a Buklava something, Butla, whatever it's called. I tried to plant Carolina Reapers. I don't know if I was successful with it. I don't recall. Or I don't know if it got overshadowed by other stuff. But regardless, I digress. The beauty is the beauty, and the fact is the fact. I don't know which one this is, and I really don't care to look for it right now. But look how gorgeous that is. It's orange. Now, these peppers are literally staying here literally until I need them, you know. And if they want to churn their true color until I need them, that's fine, you know. But look at this. Look at that. This is just a monster. Trying to get these mosquitoes off of me, because there are mosquitoes out here like it's nobody's business. Over here you can actually see them better because the sweet ones are like more robust up, as the hot ones are more shorter and stockier. This is a giant Marconi right here. Look at this monster. I told my husband, I was like, just leave it on here until it turns nice and red and then just eat it. He ate one of these last year and he loved it. He said it was delicious. Now mind you, last year he ate one of those and he loved it. So he wants to do the same by leaving it on there and tasting that sweet, sweet, sweet pepper. Now look at this one, if I can get it. I don't think I can get the shot. Maybe I can get it from this way. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. Over here, look at this. Oh, money shot right there. Oh, beautiful. If I lift this one up here, look at this. I don't know if you guys can see it. Just beautiful. Just peppers all over the place. Now those are bananas, Cubanelles, Sunbrights, California. I mean, I can just go on and on from the sweet peppers. And you know, it's just, you know, I have cayennes in here that are completely red and ready to go. I can literally dry them. I have lemon drops, which are these. They're not ready to go, but as you can see, I think there was one here that the wind moved, has a hint of red, and those are spicy like nobody's business. So you know, the peppers are just going bonkers. It's an amazing pepper year, and last year was the same. Nothing towards the tomatoes, but they have done good as well. So pretty much moving forward was going to be done, maybe not now, in the couple of next of the weeks, is just weeding out the garden, possibly direct sowing some seeds, and those probably will most likely be some fall crops if it's possible. Maybe some cilantro, more basil maybe. I know that's not fall crops, but just probably to see if I can get a quick flush of basil. Cucumbers, definitely. I think I still have time for a full crop of cucumbers. I'm definitely going to do bok choy, because the bok choy that I tried to plant in the early spring definitely went to bolt too quick, because for whatever reason here in my zone, spring just doesn't want to happen. We go from winter straight into summer. And we'll see what else we end up planting. So hopefully in the next video, if I can give you guys a walkthrough, you guys will see the changes that I have made, and hopefully you guys can hold me to what I have said, and hopefully it won't be as messy, even though this is my mess and I love it this way. So as usual, guys, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next one. And enjoy your garden as I enjoy mine. Bye.